We're going to face challenges. And when we think about making plans in life, I think about the story of Gideon. So Gideon lived several thousand years ago. And to put this in context, at this time, the Israelites were in captivity. And they used to hear stories about Moses rescuing them, God delivering them, but they were living in captivity and they were being oppressed by a group of people called the Midianites. And the Midianites had a huge army, 120, 130,000 people at least. And one day, God sent a prophet and an angel to speak with Gideon. Now, Gideon is a farmer, barley farmer. And the angel addresses Gideon and calls him a mighty man of valor. And for all you Bible believers, I'm going to paraphrase because I didn't memorize this story. So I'm just going to paraphrase. And Gideon is thinking, not only am I a lowly farmer, but I'm the lowest in my family. I'm not going to be delivering anybody. But God promises that if Gideon is faithful, he's going to deliver his people. So God says, well, I want you to do something. My people are worshiping a false god. They're worshiping Baal. So I want you to destroy that altar. And Gideon is really scared because he knows this is something that he could die doing, but he goes ahead and he does it anyway. And because he wants to listen to the Lord. So the people want to kill Gideon. And Gideon's father says, well, if Baal is so powerful, let him kill Gideon. And that's how he was saved. So the Midianites, their army approaches, 120, 130,000 people, and Gideon has to raise an army. So he raises an army of 32,000 people. So the odds are at least 4-1 against him. And God says, you know what, Gideon, if you go to battle and you win, you're going to think that your men were really good soldiers and that you were the ones that defeated the Midianites. So you have to know that it's me, the Lord, that's conquering the Midianites. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to tell your army, anybody that's scared, anybody that's afraid, go ahead and go home. And so 20,000 men go home. Now it's 12,000 against that 130,000. And then God says, you know what, Gideon, you still have too many people. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to go down to the water, and I want you to ask your people to take a drink of water. And some of them are going to get down on their knees, and they're going to lap water into their mouths like a dog, and the others are going to scoop water into their mouth. I want you to separate people based on that. And you had 300 people on one side and the rest on the other. And he said, okay, tell those others to go home. You got an army now of 300 people. That's good. And so Gideon's pretty nervous at this point. So God says, look, what I want you to do is go down into the camp of the Midianites, and I want you to hear what they're saying. So he goes down in the middle of the night, and some people are waking up that have had dreams. They're all having the same dream, that they go to battle with Gideon, and they lose, and they're delivered into the hands of Gideon. So they're terrified. So Gideon hears this, he goes back, and then God says, okay, you've got these ceramic jars. What I want you to do is break the jars, blow the trumpets, and yell. And they do that. And you can imagine when they're breaking these jars with their swords, it's going to sound like thousands of these jars are like thousands of swords. And they have 100 men in 3 different places surrounding the Midianites. So this sound must have been resonating all around the Midianites. So what happens is the Midianites, they wake up, they think that there's thousands and thousands of Gideon's men attacking. It's dark out, and Midianites are bumping into one another and killing who's ever next to them. We can have plans in life, but they're never going to be as good as God's plan. That day, God showed Gideon how 300 people could defeat an army of 130,000 people, and that's exactly what happened. This company is capable of accomplishing truly incredible things. I can tell you about all of the plans that I have for this company, the technology that we've been blessed with, what we're doing to support you with manufacturing and marketing. We can talk about all those things, but we're a company that's going to change the world, and we're going to make this world a better place. And this company is best served if we let God do the planning.